All right, what's up, true believers, and welcome to episode 36 of the Marvel Mondays Initiative here on the Penultimate Conquest. Today's topic is our long-awaited discussion of the season of Hawkeye that just finished on Disney Plus last month as part of our MCU Rewind series. If you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please feel free to give us a good rating on that platform. It helps the algorithms and helps us grow our audience. If you're watching on YouTube, please consider dropping a like and a sub, and don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications for all our new content for all our shows, such as this one, Marvel Mondays Initiative, the Penultimate Game Show, Cross Media Show, and Anime Nation. If you're watching on Twitch and Amazon Prime, you have a free subscription to Prime Gaming, which means you have a free one to give out, and we would love it if you gave that subscription to us. If you've already given it away to someone else you love, or you don't have Amazon Prime, it's totally okay. We get it. Thank you for supporting us anyway. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Eric, and your friendly neighborhood host for the evening. Alongside me today is my normal two co-hosts. First up, he is the master of cinema, the host of Large Popcorn, and just a handsome boy. Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Macias. Christian, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hello, Florence Pugh.
You're shooting your shot, huh?
No, dude, I'm trying.
Okay.
About to bust in through your door in a sec.
I respect it.
Respectfully, of course.
I respect
Christian Macias.
Come through, Florence. Anyway, great performance.
I have a feeling she's going to be talked about a lot today, and as she should. So anyway, our other co-host is, you know him as the director of the Penultimate Conquest, Mr. New Yorker himself,
What's going on?
Ruben Guerrero. Ruben, how are you?
I'm doing all right, Really, really tired.
Why is that?
Turns out, so I kind of figured this out before, but it turns out I have sleep apnea and I don't get
Wow.
a good night's sleep at all. So I'm always in the state of exhaustion.
How did you find out you have this? Because I've been feeling very tired, like, for the past few weeks.
So people have been telling me for like years now that I'll stop breathing in my sleep. And that's the only way. That's the only way. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that is.
Do you sleep on your back or your side?
I sleep on both my back and my stomach.
I would highly recommend start sleeping on your side.
I can't sleep. I'm not a side sleeper.
It's just a recommendation.
I'll try it. I'll try it.
It's much better. It's much better for airflow.
I
sleep on my side.
I just gotta lose weight. Snoring. I just gotta be stop.
That's always what it comes down to, Ruben. Yeah.
I'm a fat guy.
Real life is so trippy, dude.
Right.
Just these conversations you have to have about sleep and, I don't know, going to the dentist. I don't know.
Yep.
Please
I
move
also
on.
need to go to the dentist.
I know my wisdom teeth is coming in. There's a chance I can get my mouth partially paralyzed if I take them out. But
Jesus
I have to do it now.
Christ.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Real life is trippy.
I went to the dentist. I'm sorry, Eric. Well, now.
Oh, no, you're good. Like, people like it when we talk to each other.
I went to the dentist like 2 years ago, and it was a brand new dentist. My parents had just started going to him, and they were like, "You should go to him. He's really good." They didn't get charged for cavities, so I was like, "Okay, cool. I don't need to bring cash because like it's under the insurance. I'm good." Man, the man goes, checks my teeth. He's like, "You have 2 cavities." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I also wanted you to check to see if you can pull out my my wisdom teeth because they're hurting me a little bit." The man had the audacity to say, "No, that's okay. They're actually they actually are like coming out straight like the regular teeth do. So it's best if we just leave them there." And I'm like, "What? They're killing me. They're chewing up my gums. Why are you like just take them out, What an asshole.
Man.
What an asshole.
Dentist, man.
We got a little bit of housekeeping to go through here right now. Our schedule for this month should be on the website now. Ruben, is that confirmed?
Yes.
Yeah, so go to the website, penultimateconquest.com /stream if you want to see our streaming schedule for all our shows. So coming up tomorrow, we are talking about the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker that dropped on HBO Max. I haven't started yet. I'm about to watch the first episode when I'm done here. I hear very good things about the show. James Gunn, I don't think makes bad products, so I'm excited to watch that. I'm just excited for John Cena. I like John Cena and everything he's in. He actually was one
Oh,
of
he's
the
in
good
he's in
things.
that show.
Yeah, he's
How is that possible? You can't see him.
one of the best parts of Fast and the Furious F9.
Oh
I'll
my
stand by that.
god. Honestly, I I know this is like a really off-topic thing to say, but I much prefer John Cena acting than The Rock.
Because we've talked about this. Because yeah, Christian and I will talk about this. You can put Dave Batista in any Rock role, but you can't put Rock in any Dave Batista
Oh
role. I think.
hell
That's
no.
right. That is right, Eric.
Not at
Like, and
all.
I
That's
think,
impossible.
like The Rock. I've talked about this. I
The
think
Rock
The
just
Rock
does The
is one of the
Rock.
best entertainers out there. Like the dude is charismatic. I like watching him what he does. Not the best actor,
I don't like
but
him.
hey, it's fine. Like John Cena and Batista, though, it's wild that they are some of the best actors out there. But wrestlers have to act every week, so it's not that crazy to think about. And also, we are still going through our Attack on Titan
Nope.
review. We are not,
No,
because
we
the
are. We are.
Titans have attacked and it's done. The show is
Oh
over.
no.
Oh man. No, we were supposed to talk about Attack on Titan episode 76 last week, but things happen, so we had to push it to this week. So we'll be talking episode 76 and 77 this week on Thursday. Sorry.
Yeah, tune in Thursday. Is it going to be cross media or is it an Anime
That's
Nation?
Anime Nation, man.
We're switching it to Anime Nation now to talk about Attack on
He
Titan.
just stole it from me. He was like, you know
All right.
what? This is mine now.
Well, I mean, it is anime,
Yeah, but like
so it makes sense.
This was a cross media show.
Are you not going to be on the show though?
I'm not because I'm taking my classes Thursday,
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah, so it's just gonna be.
Are you even
fair.
watching Attack on Titan then, or are you just?
Yeah, I am
Oh, okay.
watching Attack on Titan. How dare you, sir?
So anyway, Attack on Titan is in its final thing ever. So yeah, tune in Thursday.
Thank
We'll
God.
watch that.
Why
Are
are
we
you
doing
such a
anything
hater,
Wednesday? We doing anything Wednesday? Ruben?
No, since we did the fantasy league draft yesterday, we're gonna take
Mhm.
off Wednesday.
All right,
I
that
got
sounds
a
good.
pack.
What do you got a pack for?
I'm moving finally.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I didn't know if you were going on another trip, something of that nature.
Another trip. I've never been on a trip.
What? You've never been on a trip?
Yeah.
You ever been on vacation to go anywhere?
You don't understand, Eric. I am broke as broke as possible. Okay.
So in the entire 27 years you've
No,
lived on this planet, you
no,
haven't.
That's not true. I've been to a few places. I've been to Maine. I've been to Florida, and I've been to
Why is Maine above Florida on that list there?
because it's the only thing in Florida that there's only ever to do in Florida is drugs and Disneyland. And I
I'm
don't do
sorry. That sounds like
drugs.
the perfect combination.
I don't
though.
do drugs. So.
First off, Ruben, it's Walt Disney World. If you're gonna come into this dojo, you respect the mouse.
I apologize. I apologize.
Quiet.
I'm just
Okay.
like I'm not a theme parks guy. Like I don't like roller coasters.
Oh my god, I gotta bring you to a theme park with me, man.
I don't like roller coasters. I'm sorry.
Theme parks are my favorite things on the planet.
Shout out to Sam Fashion in chat. First time chatter.
Hey,
How's it
welcome.
going?
Hello.
What did you think
Sorry.
of Hawkeye? Let us know.
Yeah. Sorry, I called you out, Sam. I apologize.
It's all good. So before we get into our talk of Hawkeye, let's get into a little Marvel news for the week. Not a lot, really. Spider-Man continues to be awesome.
No.
Right now, it's number 8, still on the all-time list. It's about 30 million behind The Lion King. So maybe with the rest of its worldwide total, it can pass Lion King. I think number 7 is probably where it's going to stay.
Can
But
you
yeah.
believe that Scream finally took it off of the number one?
Believe
movie?
that.
That's
I can believe that.
insane. Scream?
Yeah.
Scream's a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah,
you guys
maybe
see-
in the mid '90s.
Oh, okay. Come on. That movie's like doing very well right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's very surprising. Like
People like
it's doing
slasher
well.
films, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's Ghostface. Like Hugo said, it's a big IP.
Scream's one of those iconic horror franchises.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
but other than that, they just finished. Yeah, what's up, Christian?
Oh no, keep going. I'll bring it up after.
Talked about this, I think, recently, but Been a lot of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness rumors going around. The big one is that John Krasinski is going to be playing Reed Richards in some way, shape, or form, and that's crazy. That's
So
crazy to me.
I
Are you
have
already?
heard.
Do we want him as Miss Reed Richards? What do y'all
Yes,
think?
absolutely,
Why not? Sure. Who cares?
absolutely. I think it would be phenomenal. You know, I have
I do
also.
love.
Go ahead, Christian.
I love the headcanon people have. Like, if John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic, then we Reed Richards. We got to have
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt as Sue Storm. It
Yeah,
needs to happen.
that's
Sure.
how that works. Have also heard a lot of stuff going on with like Wanda's backstory, and I don't know if we want to talk about that now, but like I need to
It's
talk
all
to
it's all
somebody.
hearsay. It's all hearsay and speculation at this
This is
point.
true, but
So
like,
what you got? What you got?
oh man. So you know how in House of M she like practically gets rid of all of the mutants.
Mutants? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
She's thinking of like I've said before, there's no way that we can have the Avengers in the same universe as the mutants. It just doesn't make any sense in the MCU, right? So remember I said because you have the robots.
Sentinels?
Oh. Yeah, the Sentinels. King, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I lost my track. Yeah, the Sentinels, like just tracking down mutants. Like I just don't see how Captain America is just gonna let that shit fly. You know. So the only way that it's possible is if Wanda creates. Not creates. Let me rephrase. Not it's not creating. She finds a universe where her kids are alive, and she stays in that universe with her kids, and of course, Vision.
See, I think that their kids are in hell right now.
I also think that her
I
kids are
think
in
her
hell.
kids are in hell, and so I think definitely she's going to bring up the Darkhold with Steven, and I think he's like, "You need to stop reading that right now."
I mean, I
Um,
forget. Were the kids even real?
I mean, no, but at the end, that
They were like animals.
no, they were real. How dare you?
and
Say?
at the end, the post-credit thing, like she hears them as she's
Oh,
reading the
that's right.
Darkhold.
That's right.
So I think maybe possibly they're in the underworld or something like that.
And we'll
And
finally get that
Steve,
long-awaited.
that may be where the conflict between Steven and Wanda is. Like she wants to get her kids back, and Steven's like, no, 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 do not do this, do not do this. That's not a good idea. But it's wild. You know, reshoots just finished a little while ago, and crazy. I'm so ready for that movie. Oh,
Oh
I heard
shit!
we were getting characters like Wesley Snipes supposedly being in it.
there was all the big stuff that Ben Affleck's coming back to do a
Right.
Daredevil cameo.
I also heard
Um,
that that the guy that did Mr. Fantastic in the first two is coming back.
Ian Griffith.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. And of course, obviously, there was another big rumor that Norman Reedus is going to be the new Ghost Rider in
Oh,
the MCU. I think
I
that'd
don't
be
know if I
cool.
like that. I don't know if I like that.
So, but yeah, that's like I said. This is all rumor, speculation at this point. So, um, also, we're recording this a little early. We're streaming right now. The Moon Knight trailer is going to be dropping in about 2 hours, I think. I think it's happening during the second quarter of the Los Angeles Rams Arizona Cardinals match, the game. And so there will be a new Moon Knight trailer tonight, and we will
The
probably know when
match?
the match. Yes, I said match
Wow, what a football
during the
fan!
game. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
Mm.
But yeah,
It's not even
so
real
we're
football.
we're probably gonna get a Moon Knight release date today, which I'm really excited for.
Fingers
Um,
crossed.
so
Wanted
I'm
to,
really excited for it.
I want to take a quick second to read Hugo's comment about crossover stuff real quick.
What's up?
He said the only person that should cross over should be Daredevil. He can just look into the camera and say, "Yeah, I'm in the universe now. Don't think about it. It's fine."
Mm.
Okay, all right. I also want to take a minute to say Sam Fashion's hot take. He goes, I am excited for this multiverse stuff to run its course and get back to the less convoluted stories. The further it goes, the more they are going to have same problems They're gonna have the same problems as Rick and Morty fan base. I said what I said, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Bring all the fucking multiverse shit. Fuck it. If Rick and Morty pop up in this Multiverse of Madness movie, I'm okay with it. You know?
I said Daredevil. I meant Deadpool.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you said he looks in the camera,
I was like, okay.
so I think, like, I know I talked about this on MC University, was on the show yesterday. I hope that with this movie,
Humble brag.
I hope with this movie, the fan service and all that stuff serves the characters. Because, like, No Way Home was able to do all of this multiverse stuff and it still serviced the story of Tom Holland's Peter Parker. And that's why it's so strong. Now, granted, there's going to be some stuff in here because, like, I told Mario yesterday, I hope there's an Evil Dead cameo in this movie somewhere since Sam Raimi is directing.
Ooh.
But just, like, have it be, like, 10 seconds for me. That's all I need. Just show me Ash Williams. I'm okay with that.
Forget
like, that's
that.
like the fan service. I'm like, ooh, that's fun. But I hope it's not just, hey, remember that? Hey, remember that? Hey, remember that? Hey, remember that? I hope it serves, the Doctor Strange Wanda story that we're going to be getting with this. So
I
that's
think
what I think.
Bruce Campbell is finally making his appearance as I was gonna say Mephisto. It's Mysterio from Spider-Man. I would love that. And fun fact, I actually found out this weekend that Sam Raimi did Kevin Sorbo's Hercules series, and I was just like, "Whoa, that's weird. It's very weird."
I did not know that.
Now you know. The more
It's
you know.
wild. Because I'm really excited because this is Sam Raimi's first movie he's done since Oz the Great and Powerful. So I want to see.
Oh my God! Is that with Zach Braff as the monkey?
I think so.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So Sam Raimi is just God. It's so weird. Like he has a style that's unlike anyone else, I think, and I'm just so excited to see what he does. So all right. Enough about speculation at this point. It is time to get into the main topic of the show, and that is the first season of Hawkeye. Christian's thumbs upping at something.
Ruben's mug.
Was the Curb Your Enthusiasm mug?
Of course it was.
Yeah. Hawkeye.
Talked about yesterday. Curb Your Enthusiasm, possibly better than Seinfeld.
It's not. That's. I
panel
mean,
pledge
it is. It's good, but it's not that.
Either way,
it's like comparing apples to oranges. You know.
it is now time to talk about Hawkeye. So we had an episode of Marvel Mondays where we reviewed the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye, but then we moved the schedule around because Spider-Man was coming out. We wanted to get all the Spider-Man stuff in, and then holidays happened, so we figured before we get to our 2021 Marvel in review, we should probably do an episode focused purely on Hawkeye. So, Ruben, I'm just going to go out and say, what did you think of the season of Hawkeye? Before we get too in-depth into it, give me like your little 2-minute review on it. And let everyone, there will be spoilers. Like, the show has been done for almost a month now. We will be talking spoilers. So, spoiler alert. If you have not seen Hawkeye yet.
Oh, hold on. I got it over here. Give me a sec. Spoilers ahead. Anyway, my 2-minute review, small story do good, That's all I got to say. I would rather the MCU TV shows, instead of trying to like expand the universe and not do it well, have it do a small story about Hawkeye trying to find the Ronin suit, Like, don't get me wrong, I love WandaVision and I love Loki. Those expanded the universe fucking tenfold. But it's hard to do it in a 30-minute TV show, That being said, there were a lot of things in this show that didn't need to be done,
What?
We didn't need the LARPing.
Ooh. Boo.
Boo
Ruben.
LARPing. Yes, I
Boo. No,
agree.
boo
Boo
you.
LARPing.
Boo
No,
your
no.
opinion.
We didn't need
Boo
the
your
No,
LARPers.
opinion.
I'm with Ruben. That shit sucked.
We didn't
In
need.
episode 6.
Yeah, we didn't need the LARPers. I feel like that was a bit too much extra. Like the guy just took the suit. You could have had the guy just take the suit from her apartment just because like he didn't want people rifling through other people's shit. Like he didn't want to get into the wrong hands. And then they go back to his apartment to have him make. Oh, I got some cop friends. You know, I got some pretty creative friends. Make them the suit. And you know how they could have done that? You were already bringing in Kingpin. Fucking bring in the guy that made Daredevil suit to make, the new Hawkeye suits.
Did you not like the new Hawkeye suits?
I did like the new Hawkeye suits. What I'm saying is we could have cut out the LARPers' whole interaction and just had another Daredevil reference.
I will say that if they were trying to like build anticipation for the suits, I really would have liked it if they didn't include them in the marketing material or like every single cover when I'm on Disney Plus.
Yep.
Because they keep ramping it up in like the past 2 or 3 episodes, and it's like, well, I can just see them in the suits right here on the web on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also going to be real honest. I didn't even realize they were new suits. Like, I knew Kate's was kind of new, but like Hawkeye's, I kept on seeing, like Christian said, I kept on seeing it in the marketing, so I didn't realize it was new.
Yeah.
All right. Christian, your 2-minute take on Hawkeye.
Yes. Okay. I'll say that I really like how it started. In fact, I almost loved it. Like this was like, well, the way it started was like almost like top tier MCU stuff. Everything that had to do with Jeremy Renner's character dealing with hearing loss, I thought was fantastic. I hated that they almost seemed to like abandon it after episodes 3. Like that just goes by the wayside. I needed more of that. There's that one scene in episode 3 where he's talking to his son and he can't hear anything he's saying, and so Haley Steinfeld has to like translate.
Yeah.
Probably the best scene in Hawkeye. So yeah, I really did not like where it ended up. It felt like too much MCU. Like here's Act 3, all the action stuff. Everything else kind of doesn't matter. Let's all in 45 minutes just wrap up everything, and it seemed kind of messy for me. I will say that the 6-episode arc didn't feel like it overstayed its welcome though. So like it went by pretty quickly. I just feel like they didn't use much of the time efficiently in the latter half. The fan service stuff I think worked for me mostly. Like anytime Florence Pugh was on screen, I loved it. And like that's okay if it's just Florence Pugh being Florence Pugh. That's enough for me. The Kingpin stuff, without spoiling season 3 of Daredevil, he was not utilized well at all in this show for me. Hated the way his character ended in Hawkeye. I thought it was very dumb. I hate the rumors surrounding how he's supposed to be making his comeback. I think it's whatever.
What's the rumor?
That's an aside. The rumor is that in between Daredevil season 3, which I won't spoil. Okay, no, the rumor is that Charlie Cox's Daredevil was snapped,
Okay.
and then Kingpin managed to find super serum, and he's
Oh.
probably not dead at the end of Hawkeye, which is like fine. That makes sense in the MCU, but it's like if you're gonna do that,
Well, he
Don't-
was like already like strong. Sorry to cut you off. Like,
no, yeah, but like
super-
in this, he was like MCU strong, as opposed to the way how strong he is in like the Daredevil. It felt more grounded in Daredevil, and this it seemed like more fantastical, which is again is okay, but I don't know. Like remember in like The Walking Dead, when like Glenn supposedly dies off screen, but he's not actually dead. He comes back like a season later. That's what that felt like. It felt kind of cheap. Lastly, Haley Steinfeld, amazing, inspiring. Her as the millennial superhero rocks. Her being inspired just by this normal dude in 2012, who's like kind of pretty much like saved her. Just watching him, this normal person, fight a bunch of aliens, amazing. This is why I like the MCU. So yeah, at the end of the day, I liked it. I liked a lot of elements of it. Just completely fell flat in the second half for me.
I agree and with what both of you are saying with some stuff. I think that this was a really good show. I would probably, if I had to rank it, put it like right underneath
Whoa,
WandaVision.
Whoa. Save that for
What?
tomorrow. Or save that for
I
next
can't-
week.
Bro, I'm just talking. I'm just saying some sentences.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Jeebus. Either way, I like this show. I like the grounded story it takes, and I think I'm going when I go into it. I much prefer the 9 30-minute episode thing of WandaVision because, like I talked before, the 6 episodes it's really hard because you're able to clearly see like what works and what doesn't work because you have to move the plot along so fast because you only have 6 episodes to do it in. And some of the stuff definitely fell flat. I think the beginning was really good. Let me just make sure I got my information here correctly. Du-du-du-du-du. I like the third episode with it was more about Maya. Um, and then the fourth episode uh, is an important episode because that's when Yelena comes in, and I think that fight was really good. Maybe not from like the stunt work and stuff, but like from an emotional point of view, I really liked it. Especially wow when that Avengers Endgame score hits. Oh, when she's dangling off the building,
Yep.
fantastic work right there. But it is a bit all over the place in the second half. I will agree with Christian there. I think that Kingpin's introduction, it was fun because I mean, Kingpin is a just a big force in New York City, and so it's hard to do stuff in New York City without the Kingpin walking around. It was weird that he's operating out of a tropical restaurant. It looks like that was a bit strange. I had no problem with his supposedly buff because Wilson Fisk is not just a big boy. He's a big boy that can move a lot of stuff. So him fighting Kate, I had no problem with because that's how the Kingpin would move, I think. But it is challenging because like I said, the stuff that didn't work really well. I think the mom story just falls flat. Especially like in the beginning, we have this murder that kicks off everything for Kate, and at the end, the mom just says, "Oh yeah, and so I had the dude killed and stuff." I'm like, okay, there's that done. We didn't really need to focus on that in the first 2 episodes if you're just gonna throw it away like that. But I think the character stuff with Kate and Clint is fantastic, and that's why this show works really well, is because those two are excellent. And this is a
Hmm.
new, again, Christmas classic. This will probably be watched every Christmas now in my house. Because it's a great Christmas show. I like it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts
I
on it.
I have one more note you reminded me as you were talking.
Hmm.
First of all, Maya Lopez as Echo. Love to see some more POC representation in the MCU. So applause there. More applause, I guess, for the use of, I'd say the attempted use of ASL. And I say attempted use because a lot of it was obscured by either camera framing or by other characters just talking instead of actually showing the ASL, which I think is cool to have it on screen. But there are plenty of other TV shows and movies I think that came out in 2021 that did a lot better. Like I can think of Coda. Coda was fantastic. So it's a movie that I think really showed off like how you can do ASL well in movies. Movies like Drive My Car. So not to say it's bad in Hawkeye, but that like moving forward, I would love to see that be represented just a bit better.
I get
But
what you're
again, like
saying.
My Lopez, cool
I
character.
think, like with Phase 4, we've definitely seen Marvel is taking the steps
Yeah,
to be more inclusive. And like sometimes
Eternals.
yeah, like it's taking the steps, and I think like to get where everyone would like to see them to go, they have to take these steps. It's not going to be
Yeah.
so the fact that they're trying, I think that should be commended. And so, I mean, there's still a lot more room to grow, and I think the more they do these films, the more they bring in a bunch of diverse writers, directors, and everything, it's going to get better. I think Marvel in about maybe 2 3 years probably gonna be really different than the Marvel we see now. So I like that. Ruben, I just mentioned it earlier in my thing. Because you're from New York, obviously you see what New York is like at Christmas time. How does this series hold up as like a Christmas series? I think.
It's one of those things where, the great debate is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Mhm.
And it started off as a Christmas movie. And it kind of like ends as a Christmas movie, but like the
Mm.
middle chunk of the show, the only thing that they reference that it's Christmas is, oh, Clinton has to get home for Christmas, Like, if you cut the fat out in the middle, out of the middle, sorry, it would be a good one, I think. You know?
See, I have um different reaction. I think it's really Christmassy because the crux of the thing is Hawkeye's just trying to get home to his kids. And he's just trying to be with his
Yeah,
family during
yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
time. So I think is more Christmas than just showing a few trees
It's a
everywhere.
reverse Home Alone.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think the spirit of family in this is why I think
Yes,
it will be a Christmas classic.
I have to agree. You know what? Not,
Oh,
as I keep saying it, yeah, it's definitely a very Christmassy thing. You were
shout
saying,
out to Linda Cardellini.
oh my God, Linda Cardellini, you just
Okay,
make me
that's
melt like butter. Um, I'm sorry, Eric. I didn't really answer your question. You were just saying how does it feel like for New York in Christmas at Christmas time?
I just think like because like this thing was big thing with it's Christmas time. So does
Yes,
it hold up? Like, do you think it'll hold up as a Christmas?
I think so. I think so.
Much
I talked myself into it.
three,
Say that
which
again.
Iron Man 3, much more I think than just Iron Man 3 because Iron Man
Mm.
3 was just like, hey, it's set at Christmas time.
We'll talk
That's
about Iron Man 3 here on this show, Eric.
we like Iron Man 3.
you rated it the highest of the three Ironmans.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like it was
you were
only
the one that
because
made us.
it was only because of the twist. Everything else in that movie is meh, you know?
Ruben, this
You
guy.
you based
Yeah.
all of that on a twist.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not. You're not basing it off of. You know what? No, no, no. We're not doing
It's
this
just
now.
the
We're not
twist.
doing
It's
this.
just the twist. Anyway,
We're not doing this.
before we continue, I do. Hugo put his general take on these shows, and I wanted to reiterate it to you guys in case you didn't read it. He goes, "My general take on these shows is they would be better served either as 2-hour movies where you cut out all the fat, or 10 episode shows where you expand on every story element. The 6 episode is a weird middle ground where they feel rushed and padded at the same time. For me, they're still a lot of fun though. And I think he's got something there. You have to look at why Daredevil and Punisher and maybe Luke Cage, I guess. I don't really remember the reception for Luke Cage. But Jessica Jones, you have to see why those shows were successful. Yes, it's the characters, but it's also that they had, if I remember correctly, each season was 13 episodes long.
And
13.
but
Yeah, that
but
sounds
each
right.
one was
12 or
like an
13.
hour.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
like
13
you had
episodes long, 13 episodes, 1 hour long each. I think it really all depends on the show. So like Hawkeye, I wouldn't say needs 13 episodes, 50 minutes each. But Loki, WandaVision, and I would probably say Falcon and the Winter Soldier were shows that kind of needed to be the 13 episode, 50-minute run, just so they can fix all the story elements that we kind of like, like they didn't really work in this because it felt rushed. Hugo says also Karen Page. Yeah, put Karen in everything,
Ah, yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Christian.
Ruben, you're on something, but I think I would disagree because I think WandaVision, like that theme, I think is very present in every single episode. Maybe aside from the ending.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say WandaVision might have been a little different, but like at the end where they were talking about all the whole multiverse stuff, like when Agatha was explaining everything, that was kind of when I wished it wasn't 30 minutes, like it was an hour long.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, continue.
Like I don't know, because if I had to say, well, what is Hawkeye about? I wouldn't be able to kind of sum that up very easily because it's got a lot of moving parts that just kind of go by the wayside towards the end. And even still, like Florence Pugh has an emotional arc that just like comes and goes. Like when it should be about like Hawkeye and Kate Bishop's like emotional arc. I don't know. I'm kind of losing my train of thought here, but you can kind of see where I'm getting at.
I guess
I-
That if,
Yeah.
Hugo's right. If it took a little bit more time, like to flesh those ideologies out, I think it would have been a lot stronger.
Because I mean, I know we'll get into it, but like that's like the 6 episode structure is the main reason why when we talk about redo Falcon and Winter Soldier next week, like it's low on my list
yeah,
because of that final episode.
yeah.
Because everything's rushed in the end there. And so, to that, I think this show is mainly about Clint's place in the world.
And it does
Kind
a
of.
great job
That is,
doing that.
yeah, because he's just coming off of the super, emotional, traumatic experience of losing his family, going through Ronin and stuff, and now he's kind of got his life back together a little bit, but it's pulling him back in, and so, and just to see that he still inspires hope in people, even though he's just a guy with a bow and arrow, then he fought against aliens and whatnot. So,
Can I just say, because I've heard a lot of smack talk against Jeremy Renner. I understand it. I'm on it for the most part, but legit, I will ride and I will stand by Jeremy Renner's performance as Hawkeye. Always great. People call him cold and emotionless. I disagree. I think he plays it with extreme restraint. As someone who's like been in this like superhero world for so long that this is how he has to be to protect the people he loves. He has to be this like kind of cold and standoffish person. I think it works so well. And again, when he like starts to break a little bit in episode 3, that's probably the best scene we've gotten out of Jeremy Renner in like a long time. I mean, since like Infinity War, or Endgame.
I would say that this is what makes me love Hawkeye as a character. Like this show brings me. Before I was the guy that was like, oh, it's Hawkeye. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? Throw some arrows at somebody? Like, what the? He's bullshit. But after watching this, like, after seeing Endgame, of course, that whole scene with him and Nat, just like, yeah, it fucking kills me every time I think about it. But this is like building off of that, I guess. I don't know if Christian just said that, but it works, and I'm glad that it works, and I'm really hoping that we see Jeremy Renner more like this as opposed to Avengers 1, where he was just the guy that was just there.
I hope this is one of the last things Jeremy Renner does with the MCU. Like, I think he's in a good place now. He literally got what he wanted, and that was to be home again.
Yeah.
And so if he comes back, I hope it's genuinely just for a
Teaching job.
Kate calls him for some advice or something like that. Or if he's training the Young Avengers. But I genuinely think he gets like a kind of a right off into the sunset with this. He gets to go back home to his family, and he's done. So
Do you
I
not
would love.
That's my hope. Is
What'd you say, Ruben?
No, so go ahead, Christian.
I was. Oh,
Or
I was
whoever
gonna say that was my
saying.
hope as well. That we get like one last goodbye for Jeremy Renner, and if it's a lead up to Young Avengers of him like kind of training everyone and handing off the mantle to Kate Bishop, and then I hope he gets his happy ending of him going back home because I think he deserved it.
and like even
But
then, like the last line of the show was just, "I got a name for you." Then it cuts to Hawkeye.
Hmm.
So I think that hopefully there's the passing of the torch right
Mhm.
there. But yeah, he gets what he wants. Like he's tired, he's done. He just wants to spend time with his kids. I think, and Linda Cardellini. I mean, who wouldn't? So,
Yeah, of course.
and he can't hear anymore. Like let him go.
yeah, it like he's been a very important part. Even he's been a very important part of the MCU. I think from a humanity standpoint, like being with all these godlike characters. I think Jeremy Renner was important.
Oh my God, Travail's right.
About what? That would be a first.
He said he thought his wife was an agent. Yes, she was. Tony was right.
No.
Tony was right. What else is
So moving on here, because I know we're just talking about stuff we think about the show. We're not going to get into super crazy plot points because
Eh.
it's already been done. Really, that's
Yeah.
not why we really do these shows. So let's just get to who everyone loves. Let's get to Florence Pugh Pugh. What
Yeah.
what do we think about Yelena coming back with this? Because obviously at the end of Black Widow, Val gives Yelena a picture like, "Hey, this is the person that killed your sister," and so coming into that, we knew we were going to have the confrontation finally with this show. So, Ruben, what are your thoughts on how Yelena was used in this season?
I like Yelena better in this TV show than I did in Black Widow. Like
Wow.
here, don't get me wrong, like she was great in Black Widow, but like her riffing with
Kate
Kate
Bishop?
Bishop is just like phenomenal. Where they're just eating macaroni and cheese. Was it macaroni and cheese? Yeah, and she just takes
Yeah.
the hot sauce and just pours it in there. Oh my god, it was such a breath of fresh air, you know. And I love the dynamic between her and Kate. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I could see that being potentially the new I guess Spider-Man and Daredevil duo, for the MCU as opposed to like in the comics. Like that would be
Like best
really
friend stuff?
yeah, yeah.
Kind of like how Black Widow, like how Natasha and Clint were.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
different. I think it's
It was right there, Ruben.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, but that's I couldn't okay, fine, sure. Whatever. I think it could really work if they do like what I don't know what the plan is. Nobody knows what the plan is except for Kevin Feige. Whatever they plan on doing with Young Avengers and the Thunderbolts and who the fuck knows, just put Kate and Yelena fighting in a room together, but like with the quick riffs. Have them
When
joke.
Yelena. Oh,
Okay.
what?
No, I was just gonna say have them joke while they're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Yelena says to Kate, "Stop making me like you," that's that's amazing. That's all I want
Perfection.
now. Them being
Perfection.
friends. I want them to be friends.
Yep.
And I especially love when Kate is trying to put all the buttons on the elevator and Yelena's like, "Nope."
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's a very good scene. But yeah, I think their friendship is one of the highlights of the show. So Christian, tell me about your
What?
thoughts about Florence Pugh from the show.
I mean, yeah, like I think she was probably my favorite part of it, to be honest. No, that's not true because Kate Bishop has a lot of moments that shine, and like Haley Steinfeld just rocks in general. It's weird because I didn't like as much of the action scenes that she was in, like the her and Kate Bishop fighting as they were running didn't work for me because I thought it would just looked kind of weird. But I appreciate the attempt because I don't know. I take it back. I take it back, Eric. I'm now thinking about that moment when Yelena jumps out of the building into like this like pose and then like turns around and like shoots her thing to point her little grapple point, and the camera like slows down and it tilts along with her, and now like we're sideways. That was based. Truly an inspired scene. That was probably my favorite Yelena scene, but also just when she's talking.
Yeah, she's just so great. So just give her the big money contract now. Just give her own show or her own movie. Let's just go ahead, Feige. Give the people what they want. So Elena is actually in my favorite scene in the whole show, and that's when we finally get the Elena Clint talk. Like I
Hmm.
think that was very good, because obviously you could tell Clint's holding back because he knows this is Natasha's sister. And I think that it would pain him to like kind of hurt Natasha in a way by hurting Elena. So I think them just like having a talk is really nice because obviously what are you going to do if the person who you think killed your sister says, "Oh, I didn't do it." Like you're lying. Obviously, like the pain and everything in that scene, it was really nice, and especially with him doing the signal and there's like Elena's face reacting to it. Ah, it was very nice. Especially it was just like I loved her. Yeah, I did too. So it was just
I hated the signal.
ah.
That
Also,
felt so weird to me.
it did. It also felt weird to me.
I
Like,
thought it was just I thought it was just like, look, you can trust me, And if you guys read it differently, that's totally fine too. I just when
No,
I
I just don't understand why Florence P would do what would even whistle like that at that moment.
thought that was Clint.
It
Clint did
was
the
Clint.
whistle.
Yeah, it was Clint.
Oh, he starts.
Yeah, Clint did the whistle,
Oh, okay, never
and she
mind. I
was
take it
like,
all
"How
back.
how do you know that?" Like
That
he's
makes
like,
so much more sense.
"Yeah, yeah." Clint is the one who did the whistle because I read it as a, "Hey, look, I loved your sister. Like she talked about you all the time. She was my best friend. Like I could never do that. You know, Natasha, she's stubborn. She wanted to do the right thing to save her family. So,
Man, Eric, that totally changed that scene for me.
The only reason why I didn't like it is just I feel like the way we see it at the end of Black Widow, it's just like that's it. It all hope is lost essentially. But this, I don't know how to describe it.
this is probably the first time she's heard that in years, though. So it's probably was very triggering for her.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, cause she hasn't heard this whistle in like 8 years.
Yeah.
Dude, the scene. How could I forget this? The scene when Yelena gets snapped and comes back 5 years later.
Oh yeah.
What an awesome scene. The way that was portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
I saw. I
It's
Where?
like,
was.
what's going on? This person I went to the bathroom and now you have a kid? What?
Mm-hmm.
I was watching. Somebody updated the clip of the snap happening in real time, and it was just like everybody who was snapped, including like the Spider-Man stuff. Oh my god, it was so fucking emotional. I just wanted to cry.
Wow.
So goddamn emotional. Ooh, so good.
So let's see. We've gone through Yelena. We've gone through Clint. All the important stuff. Let's talk about the action. I think in actions like with the Hawkeye scene like that. What did you guys think of the action specifically in like the second half of the show? Because I know in the third episode we got the big car chase and like the thing on the bridge, which I still think is the best action piece in the whole show
Mm-hmm.
with the Pym arrow going on the bridge. But what specific? Because
Interesting.
like obviously like these shows are all about action because we're in a big action universe. So Christian, what did you think of the action in Hawkeye as a whole?
I thought it was fine. It was serviceable. Um, I think it was only as strong as the banter that was going. Like for me, when I think about the action scene, particularly that chase scene, what I remember most is Haley Steinfeld or Kate Bishop, like having to banter kind of by herself, even though she's trying to talk to Clint because Clint can't hear, and so like the back and forth is kind of one sided, and like that just like is entertaining, uh, and just ends up just for like cool moments because like Clint is just talking to himself, just trying to figure out like what arrows to give, and like that I thought was awesome. The one I actually really liked was the one beforehand when they're like escaping the warehouse, and like Clint is having to maneuver and fight Echo, and then she's like smashes his like hearing, and that scene I thought was like legit awesome.
Ruben, what'd you think?
Um, I'm sorry, I was busy doing something. What was the question again?
Question
This
is, what'd
guy.
you think? What'd you think of the action as a whole for Hawkeye?
I mean, it was pretty good. I would say, like I said, I still have my gripes with the freaking LARPers, but like all in all, the action from what we got between Kate and Clint was pretty well done. Pretty well done, I'd say.
Good. So talk about action, and boy, that red herring of Jack just being just a very eccentric millionaire. Did not see that coming. I thought he was generally going to be a bad guy, but nope. He's just a
Um,
dude that really
I
likes defense.
am
I did
I
too, and then it wasn't until like episode 5 I was like, oh wait, this is probably on purpose. They want us to think he's the bad guy, and sure enough,
am I the only person that thinks that her mom killed her dad?
I didn't think
Like in
her
the
mom killed her dad.
destruction of the
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah, like I'm not saying like she actually murdered him, but like she maybe propped up the door so that he couldn't get out.
That is a serious accusation, Ruben.
The only way, the only reason why I say it is because, like, in the beginning of the show, they talk about like how much debt they're in, and they're gonna have to probably sell the town, whatever it was, townhouse. No, that's not what it was. The
I know what you mean. The
yeah,
penthouse.
yeah, the
Loft.
penthouse. Yeah,
Penthouse,
there you
yeah.
go. So like it was just kind of weird how we don't get back to the money problems up until the end.
And that's why it's difficult with this 6 episode structure that you can't really focus on a lot of things. You got to get the train, you got to keep the train moving. So you're right. That's just one of the things that just fell through. I think I
Okay.
would have liked to have seen more than that. Rather, and yeah, I think that's
Okay.
I think that's it. Um, wrapping up here.
Ooh,
Um,
Echo.
would yes, Echo. I think where do we see this part of this side of the MCU going forward? Because obviously we have Echo show, probably going to tie in a lot with Hawkeye. Ruben,
I
where?
can tell you. Oh.
Oh,
No, Christian, go ahead.
Let's start with
Yeah.
Christian first.
First of all, love to hear that, and that's not a joke. Love to hear that in Echo, we are getting the showrunners. Someone ran a poll. Who ran a poll?
I did.
That's what you were doing.
I
You
was
gotta
just,
say it.
yeah, sorry. I'll rerun it.
Love
I'll
to
rerun it.
love to hear that the showrunners of Echo are the writers of Daredevil. I'm on board immediately hearing that. I mean, I was on board beforehand. Love to hear that the rumors are that Charlie Cox will reprise his role as Daredevil in Echo. Cannot wait for that. So
Oh.
naturally, a fight between them two, one I think would be awesome. But then, of course, the eventual team up of them two to figure out, obviously, what I think Echo, where that's going to go is Echo Maya like trying to understand and figure out like what happened, what actually happened with the death of her. I think it was her uncle, right?
Yeah,
Her dad,
her dad.
father.
Was it her
Yeah,
dad?
yeah.
Yeah.
Kingpin was her
And
uncle.
then that. Thank you. That's where I'm getting confused. Yeah, with her dad, and then going. I think probably going after somebody else that was like probably behind it because I know that guy that was in this like. What happened to him at the end? I forget.
I think
Her,
Maya killed him.
Just like beat. He's dead.
I could have swore she killed him.
I think so because she was the snitch. She was. He was the snitch. He was the reason why her father's dead.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then never mind.
Make
Maybe I don't know
sure.
where this is gonna go.
I
Well, either
honestly
way,
don't. I feel like this is her.
Daredevil
No,
showrunners.
she incapacitates him. She did not kill him.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
I think this
And
is. Sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, and then obviously the gunshot on Wilson at the end is off screen. So I definitely think Kingpin is still alive and kicking.
She misses, or like purposely misses. You know. I don't think he's
Like
dead either.
like shoots it like right by his ear, like intimidation, whatnot.
Yeah, it's like I never want to see you again. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I give my thoughts, I'm running a new poll. Was Hawkeye a good MCU show? Let me know. Let me know.
The show is garbage.
You never
Wow.
know. You never know. I had to get all aspects of everybody's thoughts, you know. I think what we see with Maya is her turning a new leaf, her trying to figure out like how to be a good person instead of the leader of the tracksuit boys. No, that's not what it was. Tracksuit guys. We'll stick with that.
Tracksuit Mafia.
There you go, Tracksuit
Yeah.
Mafia. She is going to try to be a better person. You know, make sure that it's definitely going to be very closely related to Kingpin, just because obviously he's killed her father. You know, so why wouldn't it be? I can see if that's the case that Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil for this. I could definitely see a team up. It would be really exciting for that. I could also see him like kind of mentoring her for a little bit, like the way he's blind. No, that wouldn't work. Never mind. I don't know. I was gonna say the way he's blind is kind of like similar to how she's deaf, but that's not. I know it's not how that works at all.
Yeah, well, it's not the same, but it's not to say that like he couldn't
Heightens her other
teach her.
senses.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. How to
yeah,
use her other senses. Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, that's all I got.
All right. So I will ask Ruben's question to you guys. Was Hawkeye a good MCU show? Ruben.
It's difficult because there's I have two tiers of MCU shows now. Like I don't know where this falls into. I think there's might fall into the third tier. You know,
You said you had 2 tiers.
I know, but this
You gonna
might
make a new tier?
I might have to make a new tier in the sense of like WandaVision and Loki were like world breaking, you know? So I don't know. I think it was a nice comic relief, you know? A good story that didn't need to have like dramatic
You can say LARPers.
repercussions.
I say you could say LARPers. They
No.
did need to have
No.
LARPers.
It didn't need to have LARPers, and it also didn't need to have like larger repercussions for the MCU as a whole. You know, it was just a small time story. That's all I needed.
All right, Christian, was Hawkeye a good MCU show?
I'm gonna answer that in a roundabout way. First of all, shout out to the dog. Second of all, shout out to the tracksuit guy. Like there was that setup joke about how like he wanted to take his girlfriend to go see Imagine Dragons or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then that payoff later I thought was like tremendous. I loved hearing that comeback because I think that's probably the funniest joke of the show. Also, the Katniss Everdeen one was pretty funny too. All this to say, Kate Bishop just absolutely rocks, right? Like it's just seeing her have a conversation with the quote unquote bad guys on a human level. No one does it in the MCU. When do they do that? Never. This is like probably the first time that I can think. Maybe Spider-Man does it, but this is like the first time they're having like an actual conversation of like Kate trying to help this bad guy with his relationship. That is truly inspired. All that to say, again, I think it starts off much like a lot of the MCU shows, really good, and then just kind of gets a little messy towards the end. So it ends up being just fine, like just okay, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think with all of the shows, I think Loki so far was the only one I think that had like the best ending, the best final episode.
Yeah.
So hopefully 2022, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, we get better sticks to the landing. Because I think we can all see they start really well. And, I think WandaVision is perfect until some faultiness with the last episode. It's we'll see. We'll see what happens. First year, not bad for a first year of shows, I think. A good start. And maybe they can figure out how to make this television thing work. 'Cause I think
I
it's
like your
cool.
comment, Eric. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
You had a comment on one of the shows saying like how these TV shows are like the phase one, and
Did
like
I?
I want to believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was you.
Okay.
You were
maybe.
getting these shows like kind of like to the phase one of MCU TV shows, and like not everything is gonna work, but like they're only going to gradually get better as they like figure out the TV show format for these. So like I like to believe that. I want to
And-
believe that these shows are going to be like amazing.
And we'll see. And because it's going to help a lot because, this allows some characters who are not going to get that much screen time, like, to get stuff. Like, I don't know if we will get an Ironheart movie anytime soon, but we're going to get an Ironheart TV show, and I think that's just as important. So I think the TV shows can do wonders for the smaller stuff. Like, obviously, probably not like Iron Man, Thor stuff, but I think for the smaller characters like Moon Knight, I think TV shows are perfect. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see if they improve, they get better. But yeah, nah, that's all I really have to say left on Hawkeye.
I got one more thing.
Yeah, I also have one more. I have one more question. Christian.
Okay,
go
you know
first.
what?
Yeah.
We're gonna start
Before
with
we
Christian.
get to that final question, Ruben, I just want to remind everyone: this episode is brought to you by Buzzsprout. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, which is why we've partnered up with Buzzsprout to help you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform, so join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. You'll get a great-looking podcast website, audio players that you drop into other websites, detailed analytics to see how people are listening, tools to promote your episodes, and much, much more. Following the link in the description below lets Buzzsprout know we sent you and gets you a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for a paid plan and help support our show. I use Buzzsprout for my own stuff, and it rocks. Thank you, Buzzsprout.
Christian, that was fantastic.
That
Thank
was
you very much.
fantastic.
I was about to say Ruben, what's your question? But then Christian came in. I'm like, oh my god, I'm stuck. How do I get out of this? But anyway, good with the ad read. Oh my god. Dad brain. Ruben, what's your question?
So I have it's a two-part question. Number one is going to be Eric. This is for you, I guess, because you probably know more Hawkeye Marvel stuff than me and Christian would know. No offense, Christian. But what would be one? We didn't really get to see any Hawkeye villains in the MCU. What's one Hawkeye villain you'd like to see come into the MCU?
Depression.
It's. Let me give you 1 second.
Okay.
Y'all talk amongst yourselves real quick.
And the part B for that is going to be, do we want to see Kate Bishop as Hawkeye in a movie again, or do we think she's still too small time for that? So a TV show would be better. Essentially, we get a Hawkeye season 2? Or do we get a movie?
Go ahead, Eric.
I think TV show right now would be best. Like, give her her own show.
Well, she has her own show.
Where she is the lead.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. That was the setup for the end of the show.
Oh, gotcha. Well, yeah, I think that's the best bet for it.
Okay.
I think will be the show. See how that goes, because Disney Plus with all its numbers, like, it's probably going to be really popular, really well. Like, obviously with the way the movie industry is going, I don't know if it's not Spider-Man or something like that, how that would be. So I think TV show right now is a good launching point. Just from a business point of view, I think TV show is the best way to go. And to answer your other question, I know he's already been in the MCU with Daredevil. I want to see Clint or Kate go against Bullseye.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want.
Oh yeah. I would love that a lot.
That'd be cool.
That would be very cool. Okay. Christian, what were you going to say before?
Well, yeah, my answer, which is also a question, is, and no pun intended, is what's the end game with these characters? Like, what are we building up to? Because if it is going to be Young Avengers, then, like, of course, I think having all these young characters that we're introducing in these TV shows come together for some kind of threat would be awesome. And, like, that's when they really rise from small-time heroes to Avengers. Like, that's how I envision it. But, like, that's not to say that there isn't room for Kate to operate in either someone else's show or to come back for, like, a season 2 before any kind of major movie, partnership with, like, another hero. So, I don't know. It's hard, right?
And I have one more question. I'm sorry. I keep thinking of good questions to ask.
I've got 3 questions to ask.
Yes, I have 3 questions.
Riddle me this.
Would you prefer the setup of these TV shows? I don't know. You know how Loki had that insanely crazy good ending for the last episode? Like, the last episode was just insanely. There was a lot for us to take in, but it was a lot of exposition, but there was also a lot of, like, things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like you specifically mentioned, like, the cliffhanger at the end of the episode.
The cliffhanger, but, like, all the things that were finally revealed at the end of the show. Would you prefer that to happen as a movie instead? So, like, have the TV show and it lead up into the movie like, for the same example would be Loki when they finally get up to He Who Remains' castle or whatever. Like, the minute they get to the doors, that's a hard cut out, and then that's the movie at the end.
You got to go to the theaters to see it?
Yes.
Oh.
Obviously, there would be more at the end, of just more exposition and also like more stuff to include into the movie than just that one episode.
So that goes into like a problem that most people have with the MCU. I think that if you do that, the point of the TV show is to just hype up the next movie or just hype up a movie.
Okay.
When I think that you could use that finale to, make the show its own unique thing. And I think even though Loki had some problems, Loki was unique in like its own way. And like WandaVision was unique in its own way. And I think if you take away that and say, oh, now you got to go to the movies to finish it, it's all right, then why didn't you just make another movie? Like, just make this the sequel. And I think that you can tell these excellent stories through the TV medium. Whereas, like, we get every week to spend time with Clint and Kate. And, like, the water cooler stuff with WandaVision, like, that was it just as important, I think, from a storytelling point. It's just like this is why TV and movies are so different. Like movies are these big giant events, and I think TV, the weekly event in and of itself, is just as important as the show. And so I think if you take away that last episode or like the season series finale and to make it like now you got to go to the movie theater see it takes
Yeah.
away some of the magic for it, I think.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Now, if like so with Doctor Strange, like everything that happened in WandaVision is going to be important to Doctor Strange. I think that's better than just cutting at the penultimate episode and then making the last thing a movie.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Thank you for
Ruben, I don't think I've ever seen you with glasses off before.
I know, dude. I was
Uh,
thinking the same thing.
I don't
that
like
was that was
It's kinda sexy.
strange.
I don't like it. People tell me I look
No.
better without my glasses. I don't like it. I feel naked without my glasses.
I
I'm
don't
not even supposed to
understand
be
why.
wearing.
You're not
Really?
supposed to be wearing glasses?
I'm not even supposed to be wearing them all the time. But like when I was younger, I lost my first pair of glasses because I kept on taking them off. I lost it within the first day, and my dad was like, "I'm not buying you another one until next year." So the next year came along, same thing happened. So the third pair of glasses, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep them on.
Like, you should.
Well, no,
Just get
because
one of those like straps that go around your head and you just take them off and they hang here.
yeah, but like
You
as
gotta do it, man.
as a sixth grader in middle school, I don't know if that's really what you want to be walking around with.
No, do this now as a 20-something-year-old.
Oh well, I mean now it's just I can't. I've screwed up my vision so bad that I need the glasses on it, for everything.
About contacts?
I don't like them.
That's too much work.
Yeah, I don't like
I don't like
contacts
putting
either. I'll
things in
never
my
wear
eye.
contacts.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's weird.
I understand. So you didn't like Dead Space 2 then?
I didn't play it. It's too
Oh
scary.
god, I gotta play Dead Space 2. Fuck.
Mm,
I didn't play
move
any
away.
of the Dead Spaces. I'm waiting for.
They're
this
really
one.
good.
I'm waiting for the
Oh,
new
Dead
one.
Space 1.
Dead Space 1 is so good. It's still the scariest game. It's still the best horror game.
I'm
Dead
waiting for
Space
the
2 is
remake.
on Game Pass. I should play that.
So is
Well,
Dead Space 1.
it's like I don't think Resident Evil 4. I think it's much more action adventure than it is horror. Even though it has some horror element. Either way,
Hmm.
I think Resident Evil 4 is like the Evil Dead 2. It's got some scary stuff. It's got
Got
some goofy, wacky stuff. Where I think like Dead Space 1 is Evil Dead 1. Where like, that is scary. There's no light. There's no fun there. But you get to curb stomp people in Dead Space, and that's why it's the goat for horror games. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. So horror, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. We'll see how that goes. So it is time for plugs. Ruben, what you got? What do you want to tell the people?
Listen, there's a lot going on in my life right now. Like I just got engaged. I just told everybody that I'm moving out of my house. I have to pack up my whole entire life into boxes just to bring them all the way to Jersey. Come on, like Jersey? Ugh, come on. Anyway,
You're the one who chose to move there.
I didn't have much
An
of a. I
excellent
did have a
start.
choice, but like it's what I
Yeah.
yeah yeah.
You told your significant other this, or were you the first to know?
No, she knows. It's just like it's a compromise, you know. Like I
Okay.
kind of have to do it because it's what we have to do right now. So it is what it is. I might
You
not
picked
like it.
pizza for the. You picked pizza for the first year. I get it. Compromise.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I might not like it, but it's what's got to happen. It's not a choice of whether or not I like it. But you know, I haven't uploaded pretty much all the shows from last week except for Marvel Mondays Initiative on YouTube. They're on YouTube. I just haven't like done the timestamps. I'm going
We're
to
our
do that.
director's favorite.
No, I just had time to do it on Monday. So I'm going to be doing that tonight. I will probably start with cross media show and then work my way up through the list. So we'll see. I have off on Wednesday, so it's even better. No shows. I can devote my time to that. So you could find me on Twitter and Instagram at That Guy Tuesday. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
When did TED Talks start? Like, how long have they been around?
Over, I'd say
I want to
like
say
10
1990s.
years.
Ooh.
That sounds more right, actually.
They started.
Since 1990. Wow, I was wrong.
1984.
It has been held annually since 1990. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
1984.
Yeah.
Either way. All right.
You're right. Founded in 1984, held annually since 90s to 1999. Yeah, you're right.
All right. We did it. Christian, what do you want to let the people know?
Yes. Please follow me at ISO Christian, helping Mario with his Tinder right now. So that's fun. Otherwise, I do a bi-weekly movie podcast called Large Popcorn. This week's episode goes live where I talk to Mel Felker,
Wow.
her second ever guest podcast without Aaron Sini by her side. So that was
What
fun.
was her first?
Simply Sassy.
That's not true. Her first was
She-
actually
oh.
here.
We talked, yeah,
Wow.
but Aaron was on the show.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah. I also do a weekly gaming podcast with Podcast PXN, and then I do stuff here on this channel. I'm almost done with the next video essay, so that should be up soon, but TBD.
What movie are you and Mel talking about?
Ready or Not,
Ooh,
the comedy thriller. Yeah,
interesting.
That's the one with Samara
Samara Weaving is her name.
Samara
Yeah.
Weaving. Okay.
Yeah, and the director just did the new Scream.
Okay.
Oh, I might watch it then.
Yeah,
That's
it's on
what
Disney
got-
Plus.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
Really?
No,
That's
I've
weird.
seen Ready or Not.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah,
Wait. Ready or Not's on Disney Plus?
Yeah, isn't that strange? I rented it on Amazon. Not anyway. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
That's super weird.
Hold on. I need to see. Hold on. I'm checking this.
Travail told us V good show, so I'm gonna take that as a win.
All right. Searching.
Oh, he was
Ready
talking about large popcorn. I knew that. I totally knew.
Oh, I didn't even. I didn't.
I do not see Ready or Not on Disney Plus.
I think he's thinking of
Check
another one.
again. I don't know. No, I
Either
swear to
way.
God, it said it was on Disney Plus. Like I got the thing on Google. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Either way. So yes, you can follow me on Twitter at Eric C. Ginn. Let's see what's coming up.
Shout out to Adam Brody. I'm sorry,
Adam Brody.
Yeah,
fun.
I
I
right.
fucking love
Yeah.
Adam Brody. You know what you should watch, Christian? The Kid Detective. It's a very.
I've seen it. Also, let Eric finish his plugs.
I'm sorry.
So mainly stuff I do is with this channel, Marvel Mondays. Follow me there on Twitter. Let's see, not a lot really going on with me. So next week, you tune in, we'll be doing our 2021 MCU in review, where we talk about our favorite moments of all the TVs and the movies. Just a whole thing in review. So very excited about that one. And then we're gonna start going to our fireside chats, which I think we haven't talked about this. Well, we're just gonna get people on, or no, we haven't talked about it yet.
No,
Maybe
we haven't
us,
talked about it.
maybe some guests. We'll bring on anything Marvel you want to talk about. We'll talk with you about it. So if you want to get on the show, DM us, email, get on the website, whatever you want to do. If you want to be on Marvel Mondays with any of us three, or if you just want Ruben all to yourself, there it is.
Preferably
All right
not
there
me.
for you.
I'm not good with a one-on-one
So
interview.
either way, that's what we got going forward with Marvel Mondays. So again, like top of the show, please consider giving us a subscription here on Twitter, which that's what we're on now.
Twitter?
You guys follow on Twitter at the Penultimate Conquest. Go to our website, penultimateconquest.com. See what we got going forward. And with that, we're gonna have a good gonna leave. So last thing to say, Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Dad brain.
Excelsior.
Dad brain, man.